I'm honored to have you here, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Constituent Assembly of Bangladesh. We hope you find it enlightening. The Constituent Assembly of Bangladesh was the Constituent Assembly of Bangladesh. It was the country's provisional parliament between 1971 and 1973. In 1972, it drafted and adopted the Constitution of Bangladesh. The assembly was dominated by the Awami League, with a minority being independent lawmakers. Brace yourself for a captivating discussion on creation as we explore its nuances and implications. Tensions between the Bengali Muslim population of East Bengal, renamed as East Pakistan in 1955, and the West Pakistan-based government had existed since the 1952 Bengali language movement. The Yahya Khan-led military government's inaction in providing relief to Bengali Muslims in the 1970 Bola cyclone laid bare claims of discrimination against Bengalis being perpetrated by the West Pakistani establishment. Nationwide elections were held in 1970 by the military administration in an attempt to diffuse unrest within the country. 169 seats for the National Assembly of Pakistan from East Pakistan and 300 seats for the East Pakistan Provincial Assembly were being contested under the Constitution of 1962. The Awami League party ran on the platform of developing a new Pakistani constitution based on the 1966 6 points. The Awami League won 167 out of 169 seats in the National Assembly and 288 out of 300 seats in the Provincial Assembly. Despite gaining the right to form a government, it was not allowed to take power by the military administration and the Zulfikar Ali Bhutto-led PPP, which had emerged as the largest party in West Pakistan. This denial in the transfer of power sparked the Bangladesh Liberation War. During the war, elected representatives met in Mujibnagar on 17 April 1971. They signed the Proclamation of Bangladeshi Independence, which was declared as a provisional constitution. The elected representatives were transformed into a constituent assembly. After the war ended, the assembly convened in January 1972. As we enter this new chapter, let's navigate the complexities of members and unravel its multifaceted nature. The Constituent Assembly was initially composed of all members of the Pakistan National Assembly elected from East Pakistan in 1970 general elections and all members of the East Pakistan Provincial Assembly elected in the 1970 provincial elections who had signed the Declaration of Independence. The initial tally of members was 469. The Awami League had a supermajority with 167 Ms and 298 Pas. Other parties represented in the body were Independence 1 MNA and Form Pas, Bharatiya Chattagram Jana Samhati Samiti 2 Pas and National Awami Party Wali 1 MPA. East Pakistani legislators from the Pakistan Democratic Party 1 MNA and 2 Pas, Jamaat-e-Islami Pakistan 1 MPA and Nizam-e-Islam Party 1 MPA refused to endorse the secession of East Pakistan. By the time the constitution was promulgated, the tally had dropped to 404. 10 legislators had died, of whom 5 were killed by the Pakistani army, 23 were disqualified or expelled from the Awami League, and 2 defected to Pakistan. All of the elected members were Bengali Muslims, except for 12, 1 MNA and 9 Pas of whom were Bengali Hindus, and the remaining 2 Pas of PCJSS were Chakmas. It also had 17 Ms and 10 Pas female members, nominated by the Awami League. Shah Abdul Hamid was elected as the Assembly's Speaker and Muhammad Mohammadullah as Deputy Speaker. As we enter this new phase, let's uncover the impact of rules of procedure on our broader topic. The rules of procedure was adopted in the first 2-day plenary session. Without further ado, let's move on to the topic of drafting committee. The Constitution Drafting Committee was formed on 11 April 1972. It had 34 members with Kamal Hussain as chairman. Razia Banu was its only female member. Barrister Amirul Islam and Advocate Suranjit Sengupta were among the prominent members on the committee. Sengupta, The lone Napal member in the body was a vocal member of the opposition bench. Members of the committee are included below. 1. Kamal Hussain MNA Docker 92. And Lutfur Rahman MNA Rangpur 43. Abu Saeed MNA Pabna 54. M. Abdurrahim MP Dinajpur 75. M. Amir al-Islam MNA Kashai 16. Mohammed Nur al-Islam Manja MNA Bakergan 37. Abdul Muntakim Chowdhury MNA Silhit 58. Kitish Chandra Mondal MP Bakergan 15-9. Juranjit Sengupta MNA Silhit 210. Said Nazrul Islam MNA Maiman Singh 17-11. Tajuddin Ahmad MNA Docker 5-12. Handika Mashak Ahmed MNA Kumala -8-13. AHM Kamruzman MNA Rajoi 6-14. Abdul Maman Talakda MNA Pabna 5-15. Abdurraf MNA Rangpur 11-16. Mohammed Baitullah MNA Rajoi -3-17. Barrister Badal Rashid. Barrister Badal Rashid was a Bangladeshi politician, MNA, and a leading member of the Awami League, a member of the Mujahideen government. He was one of the organizer of Liberation War of our motherland. He was the main advisor of Southwest Sector during the Liberation War of Bangladesh. He was the founder president of Bangladesh Cricket League, Bar at Law. Tajuddin Ahmad of Mujib Mega Sarkar. 1. Handika Abdul Hafiz MNA Jessa 7-2. Shaukat Ali Khan MNA Tangail 2-3. Humayun Khalid 4. Asuzaman Khan MPA Jessa 10-5. A. Kelvin. Mosharraf Hussain Akhand MNA Maiman Singh 6-6. Abdul Maman 7. Shamsuddin Mola MNA Fridpa 4-8. Sheikh Abdur Rahman MNA Khulna 2-9. Fakir Sub Uddin Ahmed 10. Kirshtalam MNA Kumula 7-11. Sirajul Haq MNA Kumula 4-12. Dunabul Abbas MNA Kumula 5-13. Abdur Rashid MNA Nokali 14. Hafiz Habibur Rahman MNA Kumula 12-15. Nurul Islam Chowdhury MPA Chattogram 6-16. Muhammad Khalid MPA Chattogram 17. Begum Razia Bono MNA Women's Seats. In this section, we'll be shedding light on citizenship debate and its impact on our understanding of the subject. The minority Chatwa lawmaker Manabendra Narayan Lama protested the use of the term Bengali to describe all Bangladeshi citizens. Lama said in his speech that under no definition or logic can a Chatwa be a Bengali or a Bengali be a Chatwa. As citizens of Bangladesh, we are all Bangladeshis, but we also have a separate ethnic identity. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting Article 70 and exploring its intricate connections to our topic. Under the interim constitution, lawmaking powers resided with the executive branch. When Kelvin M. Obaidah Rahman, an Awami League lawmaker, raised a question as to why the Constituent Assembly was not given legislative powers, Prime Minister Sheikh Mujibur Rahman became annoyed. Subsequently, on the advice of the Prime Minister, President Abu Saeed Chowdhury introduced the Bangladesh Constituent Assembly Cessation of Membership Order 1972. The order stipulated that any resolution by a lawmaker without the approval of his party would result in expulsion from the Assembly. The order inspired Article 70 of the Constitution of Bangladesh, which bans free votes and crossing the floor. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting enactment and exploring its implications in greater detail. The Assembly approved the Constitution on 4 November 1972, and it took effect on 16 December, a day commemorated as Victory Day in Bangladesh. Once the Constitution took effect, the Constituent Assembly became the Provisional Parliament of Bangladesh until the first elections under the new Constitution took place in 1973. Let's now shift our focus to legacy and explore the ways in which it shapes our perspective. The Constitution founded the Unitary Parliamentary Republic in Bangladesh. It laid down a list of fundamental rights in Bangladesh. The original 1972 Constitution is often cited as the most democratic in Bangladesh's history, given later amendments which undermined the Constitution's democratic credentials, including the separation of powers, the independence of the judiciary and the freedom of members to vote and debate in Parliament. However, the Constitution left wide powers for judicial review and judicial precedent, making Bangladesh a part of the common law world. The first blows to the original Constitution came in 1973 and 1974, when Prime Minister Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's government passed amendments that gave the state the power to suspend fundamental rights during a state of emergency. In 1975, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman enacted a presidential government under a one-party state. Following his assassination, quasi-military rulers continued the presidential form of government, but restored multi-party politics. An executive presidency lasted till 1990, when parliamentary democracy was restored, and the presidency returned to its ceremonial nature. As a result of the controversial Article 70, Bangladesh has never seen a no-confidence motion to remove a prime minister, even though the country's prime ministers are often accused of dictatorship and incompetence. The lack of checks and balances is often criticized. The dominance of left-wing parties led by the Awami League in the Constituent Assembly resulted in numerous references to socialism in the document. The socialist influence contradicts with Bangladesh's largely free market economy. The citizenship debate of Bengali v Bangladeshi contributed to a sense of alienation among the indigenous hill population in the country's southeast, and was seen as a factor behind the Chittagong Hill Tracts conflict, which lasted for 2 decades until 1997. The unitary state laid down by the Constitution has been a stumbling block for decentralizing Bangladesh's judiciary. When the government created high courts in cities like Sylhet, Rajshahi and Chittagong in 1988, the Supreme Court ruled that it was in contradiction of the unitary state. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more valuable content.